the dating advice you don't want to hear, but you need to hear. If someone is giving them the bare minimum, that they should not entertain them. And you know what? Let me just preface this before I say that. Please listen to this one. Please, 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 please believe them the first time. There won't be any confusion and you won't need to ask them, what are we? Hello and welcome back to another episode of Men Know Something. I am your host, Dwayne, one of the co-hosts of Men Know Nothing. So you've probably seen on the title what exactly we are going to be talking about today. But first, don't forget to follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, and all the other social media platforms that we're probably on, but I can't really remember at the moment. Thank you very much so far for all your support that you've been giving us on Men Know Nothing, and also the 2 episodes of Men Know Something we already recorded. So today, we are going to be giving you the dating advice you don't want to hear, but you need to hear. And I preface this by saying the majority of us in this current life and this current world of dating that we're living in, we all have an idea of what exactly we should be doing. But the issue is whether we actually do them or not. That's what I've been finding. People know that they should communicate in relationships. People know that if someone is giving them the bare minimum, that they should not entertain them. People know that if someone is not willing to commit to them, they should, and you want to be committed to, and you want a partner, that you should maybe find someone who is willing to do that. But for some strange reason, a lot of us choose to ignore those red flags, or for most of us, probably a little bit of an amber/orange flag, we like to say. So today I'm going to be giving you the dating advice that you don't want to hear, but you need to hear. And let me repeat that again. Today I'm going to be giving you the dating advice you don't want to hear, but you need to hear. So number 1 on that list is, if you've been exclusively dating someone for a few months and they don't want to put a title on it, leave and find someone else who is genuinely ready to commit to you. Because if someone is truly, truly, truly into you and truly, truly wants you, there won't be any confusion and you won't need to ask them, what are we? And this goes specifically for women who are listening. A man who wants someone, or a man who wants a woman, will always, 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 always make his intentions clear. And I'm not saying right at the start of a dating scenario or a situationship that you may in, they may proclaim that to you, that I really want you, I really want you. But a man who has been dating you for an extended period of time will be keen to lock it down and let you know that you're the only one that he is seeing, and you wouldn't be left confused. And I think sometimes when people ask the what are we question when they've been dating someone for an extended period of time, it's usually a last-ditch effort to see whether this thing that you may be having is going to go the extra mile. Because I sometimes think about the situations that I've been where I've either asked the what are we situation, or someone has asked me the what are we situation. And every time in those situations that I've been asked that or have asked that, the conversation usually ends up being, well, I don't really want anything more than this, and it ends, or it just carries on at the same trajectory that it was before. Rarely does it seem to, or rarely does it ever end up moving in an upward trajectory where that person might say, yes, I do really, really want to be with you. Let's make this thing happen now. Just because I've said that that is the case for me, that does not mean it has not gone the other way for other people. The exception, though, does not make the rule. Just because this might have happened to you and it went in the right direction that you wanted, doesn't mean that that's going to be the same for the majority of us who are out here experiencing this particular scenario. Number 2, if someone tells you that they're not ready for a relationship, please, 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 please believe them the first time. Because if somehow you manage to convince them to be in a relationship, Because if somehow you manage to convince them to be in a relationship, there is a good chance that eventually down the line, they're going to realize that what they're doing was not to make themselves happy, but to actually appease you. And they're going to probably end up leaving you further down the line. You need to be looking for someone who genuinely wants to be with you. So again, if they're telling you when you first meet them that they're not looking for a relationship, please just believe them and decide whether you are wanting a relationship or if you're wanting something fun. And also, if you initially think you want something fun and change your mind, please let that person know what exactly you're thinking and let that person then decide accordingly. Okay? Okay. Because what I find is a lot of people will get that information at the start of a dating situation where they both have the conversation, what are you looking for? One person may say, for example, I've just gotten out of a relationship, I'm not looking for anything serious. And the other person might be really into this guy or into this girl. And a part of them is open to a relationship, but they go into it with the hope that potentially they might be able to change this person's mind. Don't do that. Never do that. If you're starting out dating someone and you really want a relationship and you're speaking to someone and they tell you at the start that they're not looking for someone, please, please, please be aware that there's a potential that if you continue seeing this person, that they might just not change their mind and they may still not want a relationship. But also, we need to put in the question, they might just not want a relationship with you, but that's another conversation for another time. Number 3, and I've been guilty of this, please, please, please stop romanticizing people and relationships. No one is better or worse than you. I repeat, no one is better or worse than you. We are all equal. And the people you encounter may give you the illusion that they're better than you, but really, they're not. The value that they hold is determined by what you contribute to them. I repeat that again. The value they hold is determined by what you contribute to them. And I'll give you a very, very simple example of how I can put this into just normal life and normal living. So for example, the value of a car in my life right at this moment in time is not very high because my lifestyle doesn't require me to have a car to get from A to B, to get to work, to get to the gym. So the value of a car to me is quite low at the moment. But there are others in this world or others around me who literally need a car to get from A to B, to get to work, to drop their kids to school, to drop their kids to football, and all that kind of stuff. But a car itself is the exact same. A Tesla is the exact same when it's parked outside there. But the value in which that Tesla is going to hold for me compared to my neighbor who may have a child is going to be so, so different. And that's the same when it comes to people and dating. Do not give people more value than what they actually are. Their value is literally them being them, but do not put them up on a pedestal purely because you might be really into them, purely because they're the first person you've met in a long time that you're really into. Accept people for who they are and accept them for what they show you they are. Do not look at them with rose-tinted glasses because that's when you begin to miss out on the red flags. That's when you begin to alter your expectations because you want to appease them. Never do that. But also in saying that, don't let anyone else romanticize you or put you on a pedestal. Seek someone who sees you as a human, flaws and all, and loves you for it. Okay? Good. So number 4, no one knows, and you know what, let me just preface this before I say that, please listen to this one because it's so, so, so important to understand and to realize whenever you first start dating someone new. Okay? So number 4, no one knows how to love you when they first meet you. And I'll repeat that. No one knows how to love you when they first meet you. No one is a mind reader. You have to communicate how you want to be loved and express your preferences of how to be loved. And I also want to add in, do not skimp on any of the details. If there are certain things that you need in order to feel loved, please let that be known to the partner you're currently dating. But however, you shouldn't have to tell the person you're dating how you want to and need to be loved more than once. Because if they love you, it should only need that one time for them to understand. If you've explained it correctly, it should only need that one time for them to understand and then to act accordingly. Don't nag them and don't constantly tell them what you need and want and how to be loved. Because if they really, really, really are into you, or if they love you, they will do it. And actions speak louder than words. It's also good to have words, but actions speak louder than words. So once you've voiced those opinions to them, sit back, put the leg up, and see how they act. And number 5, if you have to ask anyone, how do you know when it's the right time to leave? If you have to ask yourself that question 9 times out of 10, it's probably time to make a change. And you notice how I didn't say it's probably time to leave or time to break up? It's probably time to make a change. Now, I don't know what that change for you is going to be, because that change could be a breakup. That change could be therapy. That change could be sitting down and having a conversation with your partner about what exactly these issues are. But if you're asking that question, something needs to change in that situation, or else it's probably time to break up. So that's it, guys. Those are the 5 bits of dating advice you don't want to hear, but need to hear. And in summary, I just want to end with, I do think it's important for all of us to be very much aware of what we want and need in a relationship, and we should not accept anything less. Because it's so easy for us, especially in today's dating game, to settle. Because with social media, there's so much for us to compare to, and we only ever see the highlight reels in which people post online. So we're all there looking, watching, reading about these couples who are so in love, and this creates a level of desperateness where we think that we need to be in a relationship. We need this relationship. We need a relationship like this influencer because that's what I need in order to make me happy. And then that will in turn cause a lot of us, not all of us, but a lot of us to settle the less than we actually want. But I'm here to tell you, there are so many people out in this world, but there's also a level of discernment in which we all need to make sure the people that we are choosing are for us. Just because we have a lot of options, just because we have a lot of people in our DMs, just because we're matching with a lot of people on Hinge, Tinder, Bumble, that does not necessarily mean that any of those people are going to be the right person for us. Not the perfect person, because that's not realistic, but the right person for us. So we need to have a level of discernment in order to make sure that we're choosing the people who are going to best complement our lives, but also help us grow and love us in the way that we need and want to be loved. And I think one of the most important things, I guess, if you're in a predicament where you find yourself probably going for people or going for someone you shouldn't do, or someone who is less than what you need, I think it's important, firstly, to listen to your gut, go to therapy, communicate exactly what you want and need, ask questions, read books, listen to educational podcasts and documentaries that could potentially help you to, potentially equip you to make the decisions that are going to better your life and better your future relationships. And this can also feed into platonic relationships with friends and also professional relationships. But thank you guys. That is us for today. As always, please like, follow, subscribe, share, comment, all those beautiful things that will help push our content in the algorithm. And again, if this is your first time, this is Men Know Something. We also have content known as Men Know Nothing. And we also have content called Men Know the Streets, which is on our YouTube channel, where we go out and speak to people on the street, asking them dating questions, and just to see what the rest of the world is dating and how their experiences are. But as always, my name is Dwayne, your host of Men Know Something. Well, and have a nice day wherever you may be. Thank you.